Californians deserve clean air. This precious commodity helps us sustain a healthy life and a healthy economy. Since 1967, the California Air Resources Board has worked hard to keep the air we breathe clean and healthy for us and for future generations. Now, with an increase in trade and commerce among neighbouring countries, another challenge is upon us in keeping our air pollution-free. The number of commercial trucks entering California from Mexico is expected to increase significantly, and California must find ways to reduce the harmful effects. The exhaust from diesel truck engines contains extremely small particles and nitrogen oxides that contribute to the formation of smog. These pollutants decrease visibility and, when inhaled, damage the lungs, increasing the risk of cancer. As trade continues between our neighbouring countries, these pollutants are projected to increase proportionately. In California, the trucks are equipped with particulate filters and are able to use low sulfur diesel fuel. We believe, however, that commercial trade and protection of the environment can coexist. The Air Resources Board is committed to protecting our air while being a partner with the California economy.
The North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, is intended to promote international trade with Canada, the United States, and Mexico. NAFTA was drafted under President George Bush Sr. President Bill Clinton supported the agreement, but withheld its full implementation in response to litigation from environmental and trucking concerns. In 2004, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that NAFTA can now be fully implemented. President George W. Bush intends to support that decision and open the trading doors of the United States, Mexico, and Canada. This presentation shows how the Air Resources Board conducts inspections on foreign trucks entering California as permitted by NAFTA. There are 4 major ports of entry from Mexico into California: Algodones, Calexico, Tecate, and Otay Mesa. Many trucks travel to California from Mexico through Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona along Interstate 8. Canadian trucks may enter California by using Interstate 5 through Washington and Oregon, and perhaps Interstate 80. The mission of the Air Resources Board, or ARB, is to protect the air we breathe. The ARB must ensure that emissions from heavy-duty trucks and buses are kept within specified limits. The ARB's primary tool to control and reduce emissions is the Heavy-Duty Vehicle Inspection Program. The goal is to reduce excessive smoke emitted from gross polluting trucks and buses.
California has suffered from air pollution for many decades. It was discovered in the 1940s that cars, trucks, and buses are major contributors to air quality problems, causing serious and expensive health issues. Diesel trucks and buses are only 2% of the entire on-road vehicle population in California, but they create about 30% of the oxides of nitrogen that contribute to the brown haze over our major cities in California. These same diesel trucks and buses emit around 65% of the volatile organic compounds and fine particulate matter emissions, or soot. The ARB identified diesel exhaust as a toxic air contaminant in 1998. California residents also object to the visible emissions associated with diesel exhaust. As a result of complaints to the board and demands upon the California legislature, the board was tasked to reduce these emissions. Our roadside and fleet inspections help ensure that all our diesel-powered vehicles traveling in California meet reasonable standards of maintenance and that we help protect the air we breathe.
As the trucks leave the platform scale, the ARB inspectors can request that trucks be directed to the smoke test area. As a good business practice, a properly tuned engine will also maximize fuel economy and help reduce fuel costs. Engines that are properly maintained and adjusted to manufacturer's specifications help bring smoke levels to within applicable standards. The ARB inspectors use the snap acceleration smoke test procedure for heavy-duty diesel-powered vehicles. The test procedure measures the smoke opacity levels from heavy-duty diesel-powered engines. The major engine manufacturers, the California Trucking Association, and the Air Resources Board jointly developed this procedure. It is widely accepted across the United States and other major industrial cities around the world. The meter automatically averages 3 opacity readings to determine engine compliance.
Right now we are currently at the roadside enforcement operation, the strike force, at the Port of Los Angeles. And Renee has the authority to pull these trucks over. Renee, maybe you want to enlighten us a little bit more on the operations of the California Air Resources Board.
Well, first of all, we'd like to thank the continued partnership of the Air Resources Board. We go back a long ways. We've been working in concert in cooperation with the Air Resources Board for many, many years. I've been on the department since '89 and the commercial program since 1992. What we try to do for them, since they don't have the authority on highway to bring the certain vehicles that they want in for inspection, that's where we come in. We'll set up a specific area, identified as a certain area where we're going to get most of our truck traffic, and we'll cone it off, and we'll stand out there and bring the equipment in for them. And after they've conducted their inspection, whether it's a gross pollutants, some type of hazard, environmental hazard, impacting the environment, and if they've cited, or whether they've cited or they've cited and released, then our crew will step in and we'll do what we call a critical item level 1 inspection. And that is, we're looking at the critical components of the vehicle. We'll look at brakes, we'll look at suspension, we'll look at exhaust, we'll look at tires, we'll look at steering. And if we find a hazard or any kind of problems with that, we'll cite. We may put out of service right here on the spot. If it's really something that we call out of service or grossly unsafe, mechanically wise, we may impound it and take it out of here. So actually this driver that's coming in here is looking at ARB for exhaust and environmental problem if they have that, and then they're going to look to CHP for that critical item inspection. Earlier we had an opportunity to look into one of our hazardous material containers that we're running through here. We identified a certain problem with the shipping paper. We the CHP has the authority to break and enter the back of the container to confirm, make sure that it's loaded and braced and secured appropriately for the federal regulations. We did that. Everything looked okay. We reclosed it and sealed it back up. So this is an opportunity not only to work again in concert and cooperation with our good friends at ARB, but an opportunity to continue what we do on highway, and that is to look and to make sure that these trucks are as safe as they possibly can be to continue on, and safety more importantly for the motoring public.
The CHP and ARB conduct inspections at the scales and at random roadside locations where trucks may travel. Over 15 years of cooperation between the ARB and CHP has produced an effective smoke reduction program in the state.
Slow down, driver, slow it down, despacio.
Trucks crossing the border at Calexico and Otay Mesa immediately enter U.S. Customs for cargo inspection and declarations. The CHP facilities at Calexico and Otay Mesa are state-of-the-art and were built to accommodate the provisions of NAFTA. Certain cities lined with major truck corridors suffer from severe truck congestion, and their exhaust emissions have led to communities with poor air quality. Many trucks crossing the border are also projected to travel to the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. We continue to conduct roadside inspections in the communities of Calexico, El Centro, San Pedro, Wilmington, Otay Mesa, as well as ports of Oakland, Long Beach, and Los Angeles.
I'm Sergeant George Yuhan of the San Diego Police Department. I'm in charge of our Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Unit. Today we're working in conjunction with the Air Resource Board, the California Highway Patrol, and the U.S. Coast Guard. I enjoy doing these types of details because it's an opportunity for us to be really effective and affect a large quantity of drivers.
My name is Lieutenant J.G. Jeremy Altendorf, Sector San Diego, U.S. Coast Guard. Behind me right now, we're sealing a container that was had a bunch of hazmat shipped improperly. We're going to be citing them for improper shipping of hazardous materials into the country. At this point, my petty officers here, they're working with the strike force here with Cal EPA and San Diego PD, doing an excellent job making sure that San Diego County, the people of San Diego County, are protected by stopping these kinds of loads coming in from Mexico, and be sure that we're protecting the health and welfare and the environment of this area. If these trucks get into an accident and they're not properly marked, then we have no idea, the first responders have no idea what's on board. So these kinds of inspections are great for environmental justice reasons, for homeland security reasons, and they're great multi-agency coordination effort with state, local, and federal assets. So we're real proud of these guys, and it's a great case, and hopefully we'll continue this in the future.
The ARB also provides additional protection of California's air quality. Businesses based in the U.S., Canada, or Mexico that register and maintain their fleet in California are subject to the Periodic Smoke Inspection Program. This program requires fleet owners to perform an annual smoke inspection on each of their engines. The opacity records from these annual smoke inspections are required to be maintained in fleet records for 2 years and are subject to audit by ARB inspectors. While the ARB conducts its enforcement, it is also prepared to inform and educate the industry to promote compliance. Special industry days conducted with the CHP at Calexico and Otay Mesa scales give fleet owners an opportunity to fully understand the regulations. The ARB offers this training in both English and Spanish. The Heavy-Duty Vehicle Inspection Program and the Periodic Smoke Inspection Program have been shown to reduce costs for the industry, encourages good engine maintenance practices, and helps protect the air we breathe. Our inspections at the ports of entry further reduce the emissions from diesel trucks traveling from our neighboring trading partners. The Air Resources Board stands ready to provide the cooperation with industry and the careful management of the environment.